So one question that I get a lot is, why do I buy anime and manga? Why do I collect? Why do I buy all this stuff when I could just pirate it, stream it online, or read scans? And I guess you could call me old-fashioned, but when you like something, that's generally what you do. You buy it. And I guess the shorter answer to all this is because it makes me feel good. I like these things, so it feels good to own them. And maybe it's because I'm a visual person, but whenever I look back here at my shelf and I see all of these titles, my mind is flooded with not only the characters and things that happen within the series, but experiences that I went through when I was watching the series, and plenty of memories. They all just converge, and as my eyes scan the shelves, all of these memories are just coming back into my head, and just even looking at my shelf is a great experience in itself, just because of so many great titles that I've seen there, so many great experiences, and seeing the graphics of the DVD case, and seeing everything that's there, just brings it all back. What's so great about having DVDs and Blu-rays? I own these. I will have these, and these will work until something physically happens to the disc that renders it unplayable, which, if you take good care of your discs and keep everything in good condition, that is unlikely to happen. So if the internet goes out, then I'll still have these. If the power goes out, I can watch these on my laptop. If I have the DVD here, so it's coming from its original source, I don't have to wait for rendering or anything like that when you're streaming online. I don't have to do any of that because I have the DVDs and I have the Blu-rays here. Plus, when you've got the DVD and you've got the Blu-ray, you get all of the special features. You get the concept art, you get everything that is in the making of the anime, you get a lot of things like that, or if you want to listen to the commentary, there's a lot of commentaries there. I'm not a big commentary fan, but I will listen to them on a series or movies or anything that I really like. I'll occasionally listen to it, but this is something that's kind of strange, and I think that I'm the only person that does this. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comment section if you do this as well. But whenever I load up a DVD or a Blu-ray, and on the main page there's a trailer section there, I usually go to the trailer section and I'll check out what other trailers there are for other series. Sometimes before I even start watching the anime or the movie, I'll go and check those out first. Not because it makes me feel like I'm watching a movie or something where they always play the trailers first, but just because it's possible that there will be something there that I've never heard of before and something that I'll really enjoy. And sometimes I've actually bought series just because it had a nice trailer to it. I'm like, well, this looks really good, so let me look up a review of it, let me look more into the series, and it turns out to be pretty good, so I just buy it based on that. And actually, one recent time that this happened, I picked up Towards the Terra because I was watching something, I think Gurren Lagann, and there was a trailer of this on there, and it looked pretty good, so I just decided to pick it up on Amazon. I got it pretty cheap, so why not? These blind buys don't always work out in my favor, and there are things that I own that I completely regret not only purchasing, but seeing as well, such as Chimera. If you've seen my Chimera story in my top 10, I think, worst anime video, go ahead and check that out if you haven't. But then there's also Shattered Angels. I'd hold Chimera up, but it's like in some dark corner of my room somewhere because damn that movie. Anyways, here's Shattered Angels. I picked this up, what was it, like $7? $7 is very cheap for an entire series of anime. It looked like it might be pretty cool. It's got mechs there, and it was something that I was looking for at the time, and I absolutely hated it. I regret owning it, but this is something that rarely happens. If you know what you're looking for, then you usually won't be disappointed with things that you buy. I picked this up because it was super cheap, and I thought that I might like it because I read some reviews and some people really liked it that apparently probably didn't know a whole lot about anime. I don't know why they like this, but I picked it up because of that, and I regret it, but for the most part, that really doesn't happen. I would have to say that 95% of everything I own are things that I'm happy with, and that's a lot of stuff. So it doesn't always happen when you have these blind buys. A lot of times you could be happy with it if you just keep an open mind to different genres of anime. And the same thing goes for whenever I read books or manga. I've read them on my tablet occasionally, and it's very convenient to read it on a tablet because you can lay in bed and you can have total darkness and you could still read in the comfort of wherever you want. It is much more convenient than reading the physical copy of a book, but still I have more enjoyment out of it. The smell of the pages, the feel of the pages, not that I really sit here and like sniff the pages or anything because that's kind of weird, but you know, you're reading it and you can kind of smell it, but the feel of the pages, seeing the art printed on the pages and the color of it and everything, and sometimes you get color artwork inside of a manga, and that's something that really takes it up to the next level as well. However, I've got to say there's one thing very inconvenient about reading books or manga. You've got to like just sit in a certain position. You can't just sit or lay in whatever position you want, because you got to get that light to hit the page just right so that you can see what you're reading. But aside from that, I still do enjoy reading the physical copy of books and manga and everything a bit more than having the digital copy. And I do collect more than just anime or manga. I collect other things such as movies. Occasionally I'll collect a TV show if it's the right price and if it's something I'm really into at the time. And also some video games. Not really a whole lot of modern games, but just different games. Sometimes I like to buy like old PS2 games. I'd like to have a really big PS2 collection, but maybe it's because I grew up collecting things. I grew up building this movie collection of a lot of the movies that I really enjoyed, at first on VHS and then moving on to DVD. I was collecting there, and it's just a great experience when you're growing up and you don't have a whole lot of things. I didn't really have a whole lot of things growing up, and this is probably compensating for all of that I didn't have, but I would collect things. I would work and earn money, and then I would buy things, and it just felt really great to have something like that. And I guess as my collection of things continued to grow over time, I continued collecting, I continued buying, and I have a bigger collection now after all this time. It's not something that I just purchased in one night or something. So one thing that I wanted to address are some common misconceptions about collecting. Some people would comment, and I kind of get the impression that they think that I picked all of this up within like one night or something, like, oh, you must be rich. I didn't buy it all just at one time. It took me a long time to get this all. Granted, I did do giant pickup videos where I did buy a lot of stuff, but that's only because I know how to shop. I buy in bulk to avoid paying for shipping, because every time you pay for shipping, if I paid like $3 to $5 for everything that I own and got it shipped to me a little bit faster, then my collection would be about half the size. And of course, some people have the misconception that I pay retail price for this stuff, which I don't. You can look on Amazon or WriteStuff.com or other sites that have really great prices on anime and manga. Like, take one of these Berserk volumes here. I picked up 30 volumes of Berserk in one purchase, and the retail price of this is, what is it, like, it's $15. I paid about $7 or $8 a volume for that, so it is much cheaper than paying the retail price. If I paid 15 bucks for 30 volumes of it, I would have spent so much more. Another misconception is that some people think that people who collect are arrogant or look down on people who don't have a big collection or don't collect at all, and that's not really the case. Of course, I can't speak for everyone out there. I can just speak for myself, because I buy all this stuff because I enjoy it. I really do, and it's not because I'm trying to prove anything. It's just because I really like it. Another misconception that I've seen in a few comments is, why do you have to show off in all your videos how much stuff you have? And that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. It's kind of a stupid question in my opinion, because if you were in my position, or if they had a massive like collection of something and they were making a video about that, would they actually choose to point the camera at a blank wall, or at like a simple wall scroll, or point the camera at a random place in their house, when they're neglecting that they could have like a bunch of anime behind them? It doesn't really, I don't see it as showing off. It's just that you are a collector. It's just showing that you're a collector. It's not a big deal. And one thing that I've heard in comments that I really wanted to talk about for a while is, some people will tell me that some of their friends ridicule them because they don't collect or they can't collect. And they say that they're not true anime fans because they don't collect or can't collect. Now, regardless of how somebody feels about anime, you can't label somebody as being not an anime fan because they just like watch one show, or they don't buy it, or they only pirate it or something. Regardless about that, it's all about your love for anime, and that's really what it boils down to. It doesn't matter if you have a larger collection than me, a smaller collection than me, or you don't collect at all. If you love anime, you love anime, and nobody can tell you that you don't, or that you're not an anime fan simply because you haven't purchased certain things. Does anyone else like to smell the inside of a brand new DVD set of anything? I don't know, it always smelled good to me. That, and like the smell of new Pokemon cards and the smell of new video games. I don't know, it's just a good smell. So anyways, one last thing I wanted to add to this topic. Collecting anime is a privilege. Not everyone can do it, and I understand that. Some people can't afford it. Some people live in countries where anime is not sold, and some people, despite the fact that they work, still don't have enough money to buy it. Not everyone is in the same situation where they can spend money on anime, and that doesn't really matter. The biggest thing is to have love for anime and to share that with people. Don't spend time arguing about it. Like for me, for example, I don't want to spend time arguing about something when I could just as easily spin the chair around and pick a DVD to watch. Arguing doesn't do anything. Looking down or talking down to people doesn't really do anything. It's just a waste of time. Watch some anime and have some fun. Thank you for watching. Leave me your thoughts about it in the comments section below. Let me know why you collect, why you don't collect, and anything of that nature. Thank you for watching. I'll see you later.